Hey, hey. Right, we are starting again. We're going to try and find how this works. Got one there, got one there, got screens everywhere, so bear with me. Right, and I am going to see whether people come to it. So, I am doing my second live stream here today, just because, again, when I'm going to try it now only on YouTube and see if YouTube will actually push this out to anybody, because it's pushing it out on all the other platforms, but for some strange reason I have a little bit of a problem with my push out or my feed that comes off YouTube. So it'd be good if anyone comes on, just let me know you're here, because I'm struggling to find someone's here. So say hello and tell me where you are from. Okay, and I'd press enter. Yes, there we go. There we go. So if anyone comes on, then I will be here, and we will be talking about startups. So let me see if I can get the algorithm going. This is one of the ways that if I'm on some of the other platforms, I talk about the algorithm. So the algorithm for this should be, we're going to talk about startups. I'm going to help you with your startups. If you're struggling with a startup, I'm here to say how I can help you with a startup. Don't be shy. If only one of you comes on and has a problem, take it as a one-to-one session. In my other businesses, people do queue up to actually, they book me months in advance to try and get this. But I'm trying to help now the broader community on startups. So, yep, I am here now live. And if I can get at least one viewer to come on, one viewer, then that will be great. So I'm asking the YouTube gods to push this out to as many people as they can, at least get one or two people to come onto the live, which would be good. Then that means that we could at least get a conversation going. And if not, then I'll do a little bit for the replays as well. I'll go to one of my tips. So I've got my book, my great book that I've got here, which is the Ultimate Startup Guide. And from this, I have over 110 tips that I've written in here, and we can talk through one of those. Oh, that is actually quite an interesting one. Yes, so we might do tip number 16, the importance of key opinion leaders, influencers, key customers, and objective feedback. Let me talk a little bit about objective feedback. This is a big one that I see all the time from founders and inventors. So generally what happens is you go out and you have a great idea, right? And you go to some of your friends and you'll say, look, I've had this idea. What do you think of this idea? And what do you expect your friends to say? Do you expect them to say, no, that's just a dumb idea. You're pretty stupid. Don't even know how you thought of that. Stop wasting your time, right? That's not how it starts. It starts with always, oh, yeah, that sounds like a really cool idea. That's a really good idea. That's not feedback and validation, right? Because most times your best friends or your parents or your siblings are not always your actual user of your product or the best customer for your product. So you often get this very false initial feedback. So one of the things that I would say quite strongly is that you need to go and make sure you do some proper market fit feedback. So let's say you've got an app for, I don't know, for streaming or something. Just because I'm on a streaming day today. You've got an app for streaming or something. You need to be able to go out and get real feedback on the idea. And there's many, many ways that you can do this, including, going and seeing people who really are streamers and just saying, I'd like to ask your opinion on this idea, without giving it all away because you need to protect your idea, etc. Or you go and find your friends who are really hardcore streamers and you say to them, I don't want any BS. I want the absolute honest truth. And I want you to give me 10 reasons you would not use this app. Not what do you think of the app? That's just too open. Give me 10 reasons of why you wouldn't use this app. Then you can ask them, and what's the 10 things about this that you think is actually quite good? but that comes secondary. That's not the primary question. The primary question has to be, you've got to tease out of them. Tell me why it's bad. Tell me the bad things. And once you let people off the leash and you let them realize, actually, it's okay for them to be a little bit aggressive with you and a little bit, and you're not going to be offended. But the key is you can't be offended. The minute they say, I don't like it because of this, this, and this, the natural thing that a founder or an idea person has is to say, well, hang on, whoa. But let me explain and let me justify and don't do that. One of the best things you can do is just take it all on. Yep, okay, that's great feedback. Thank you very much for that. You may or may not agree, but you have to listen to the other feedback. And then you say, yeah, that was great. So give me one more reason and give me another reason, or go deeper on that one. So why do you think that no one's going to use this? What do you mean that the idea of the interface is just clunky? What do you mean by that? And you'll get so much more insight. And the problem is that most founders, and especially if you're in a tech or you're in an area where you're already an expert, often as a user, and you're very well thought of by your peers. So for example, in one of the areas I work in a lot, which is medical devices, the surgeons are so smart, super smart, and they're so good. But what often they'll do is they are very blind to feedback because they're so used to having sycophants who tell them how good they are, because they are good, that when they go out and somebody says, I don't like the idea, quite often you'll see them bristle because it's the first time they've heard in their career or their entire education, what do you mean I'm wrong? What do you mean that's not a good idea? What do you mean that's not great? Well, I can tell you that if it's not great, it's not great. So therefore, what you have to do is you have to basically take that on the chin and take it. The minute you say, no, I disagree with that, that's it. That's the end of your feedback forever and a day. Your friends don't want to upset you. Your close friends don't want to upset you. So they go, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. And that doesn't mean that they think maybe you're right. What they think is, I don't want to get into an argument about this. I'm not even that invested in it. So, you know what? If they want to be right on it, let them be right on it. So one thing I would really, really encourage you to do is go and find those people. If you've got some people who are the absolute gems in your network, are the critics. And if you've got some people who, no matter what you do, they're always critical, ask them. Don't ask the sycophants. Ask the people who are super critical of you all the time, because you'll get the best feedback. You already know why it's a good idea. You need to know why it's a bad idea. And I think that's one of the key things that I encourage people to do, is to basically say why things are a bad idea. So, there's something that, I've heard about for a long time. It's called the ugly baby syndrome. Nobody has ugly babies, right? Your baby, you're genetically wired so that your baby is the most beautiful baby in the world to you. And you cannot be objective about it. And ideas are like babies, right? And you cannot be objective about your idea. If you think it's a great idea, then you're going to be really super biased of why it's such a great idea. And I would encourage you to find those people who think it is not a great idea. And I would get those people to be the ones that say to you why it's not a good idea. And don't get defensive. Do not get defensive. You cannot get that feedback, and it's just beautiful and amazing and fantastic and brilliant and awesome to get that feedback. So take that feedback, embrace it, listen to it. Two different things as well. When you listen to something, that doesn't mean the same as you hear something. One is noise, the second is information. Listening is just the noise. Hearing is understanding, interpreting the information. So go out there and make sure that you listen and you hear what they're saying about the feedback, and take it to heart. Don't get defensive and think that is great. You may disagree, and in all your heart you may disagree, but work out why they said it. Work out why they're giving you this feedback. What is it? There's a gem of something in there that can make your idea a million times better if you just listen to that idea. So that's it. I just wanted to do a quick live again now. It was going to be a 10-minute live because I want to see how these stack up on my channel. I want to see whether anyone bothers coming on this channel. On my other channels, I get a lot of it. But I'm going to see whether I get a little bit of traction on here. I would love you to like and follow my channel if you can. That just helps me to get some more people on there. Number two, it tells the algorithm for the YouTube gods that I might be bringing some value here, and that would help me a lot on my channel a lot. But also in return, what I'll do is I will give you the wisdom to do startups. I've raised 1.5 billion. I've done one unicorn. I've crashed a lot of companies. Don't crash companies. I've already done that for you. Ask me why I crashed the companies. And again, go into the chats. Write me in the chats, write me in the comments, problems that you've got, things that I can help you with, and I will come on here and do as many lives as I can to help you. I'm kind of late in my career now, and it's time for me to give back a little bit to the new people who are doing startups. I've done a lot of my startups. I won't do operational startups. Well, you keep saying that. I'm doing synthetic frame at the minute, which is another thing. Yeah. Come back and comment if you can, like, and turn on the notification bell on the subscribe. There's a little bell, and what that does is that will push out to you when I am live, and I will try and do as many lives as possible at different hours to see when people are responsive to this, not to this. Give me feedback. I like feedback as much as anybody else. If you don't like the style, if you don't know what I'm saying, please feel free, comment, blast me on the comments. I can only get better by listening to those comments. So that's it. Going to leave it there for now. That's over 10 minutes. So thank you very much. I'm going to stop the stream there, and I really hope that you subscribe, come back next time, and I'll try and help you with your startups all that I can.